You might be wondering what the top 8 dietary and lifestyle changes for polycystic kidney disease are. Managing a healthy diet and proper nutrition choices can be difficult, especially if you have polycystic kidney disease. In this video, we will cover the top 8 dietary and lifestyle choices for polycystic kidney disease, which are based on the latest research findings. The goal is to avoid anything that has the potential to make the progression of polycystic kidney disease worse. These recommendations include: number 1, drinking more water. Number 2, limiting sugar intake. Number 3, limiting sodium intake. Number 4, reducing oxalate intake. Number 5, avoiding phosphate food additives. Number 6, considering low carbohydrate foods and ketosis. Number 7, focusing on plants. And number 8, taking Ketocitra. When we look at the big picture, we want to point out that healthy eating is one behavior in a healthy cascade. Exercising regularly leads to better stress management, which leads to more energy, which ultimately leads to making healthier choices. It's not surprising people are confused about how to approach nutrition and kidney disease. There's a lot of conflicting information on the internet. Research is fast-paced, and even practitioners have a hard time keeping up with it. So, what predicts success? When making dietary and lifestyle changes, those who stick with the changes they make tend to see more benefits in the long run. Let's start talking about the top 8 dietary and lifestyle changes for polycystic kidney disease. The first thing to do is drink more water. I'm sure you've heard this once or twice. Staying hydrated is important for everyone, and especially for those with polycystic kidney disease. It helps to prevent harmful crystals from forming in kidneys by diluting urine. It can lower sodium in the blood and prevent kidney stones. Staying hydrated is important to overall kidney health, as dehydration can contribute to causing urinary tract infections or UTIs. So, how much fluid should you drink? A good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 liters of fluid per day. 1 liter is equal to 32 ounces. It's important to focus on water and not drink sodas or fruit juices or other drinks with sugar. Some teas and coffee may be okay. Even though drinking water is important, drinking too much water can cause lower unstable electrolyte balances. Your fluid intake should be determined by your physician because patients with later stage disease may need to limit their water intake. 3 liters is a good goal for most people with mild to moderate ADPKD, but the goal needs to be modified based on body weight, exercise, hot weather, and other factors. While this may be a difficult change in the beginning, it can help you save money since you will no longer be purchasing soda, juices, and other beverages that have added sugar. Number 2, limit sugar intake. Kidney cysts love sugar. Diabetes is the leading cause of chronic kidney disease, so it's important for individuals to monitor their sugar intake. Cutting out foods that contain added sugar, such as juices, sweets, desserts, yogurt, and other foods, is a great place to start. Sugar in industrialized countries is sneaky. Sugar has worked its way into most foods, and many sodas have 8 teaspoons or more of sugar. And even worse, the average American consumes up to 6 cups of sugar in 1 week. So, what does sugar look like on a nutrition label? You will notice on a nutrition label that sugar is broken down into total sugars and added sugars. Total sugars include added sugars as well as naturally occurring sugars like those found in fruits. Added sugars are sugars introduced to products or foods to add flavor or extend shelf life. When reducing sugar intake, focus both on the added sugar label and the total sugar label. When you eat fruit, avoid mostly sugary fruits and switch to berries that are lower in sugar. Eat them only on occasion, not as a staple. We are surrounded by high calorie, high carbohydrate, and high sugar foods that are tasty, so it might be difficult to understand how to balance this. When making food choices, it's important to remember that decreasing added sugar in your diet will help prevent spikes in blood sugar, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect your kidney function. While it might be hard in the beginning, it can actually help to save you money since you will no longer be buying highly processed foods, candies, and other desserts with added sugar. Number 3, limit your sodium intake. Sodium is necessary for many bodily functions. However, too much can pose health issues. Because of this, it's important to read the nutrition labels of the foods you choose in order to avoid highly processed foods with added sodium. Another good rule of thumb is to prevent using additional salt during cooking. Most of the foods we consume have more than enough already. Your daily sodium goal depends on your stage of kidney disease and other factors, so you should ask your healthcare practitioner prior to making drastic changes. Limiting your sodium intake might prove to be difficult in the beginning, but making proper food choices that contain less sodium will help you to save money in the long run. Number 4, reduce oxalate intake. Oxalate is a waste product that humans don't need, and it comes primarily from the foods we eat. Excess oxalate is filtered by the kidneys and excreted when you urinate. Heavy loads of oxalate crystals put excess stress on your kidney filters and also can contribute to kidney injury with PKD. How oxalates are absorbed or not can be influenced by how much you consume, but also by other minerals, especially calcium. A high oxalate load and a poor calcium intake can predispose people with PKD to an increased risk of injury and kidney stones. For those following a plant-based ketogenic diet, it's important to recognize that some vegetables are high in oxalates, such as spinach, Swiss chard, beets, and almonds. Instead, try foods such as broccoli, mushrooms, lettuce, and asparagus. For more information on foods high and low in oxalates, check out the link below this video. Number 5, avoid phosphate food additives. You've probably heard about the importance of reducing your phosphorus intake to support kidney health. With polycystic kidney disease, your kidneys are less effective at filtering phosphorus. This is why phosphorus can build up to high levels in your blood. When phosphorus runs high in the blood, it can lead to long-term issues such as weak and brittle bones or cardiovascular issues. Phosphate can also lead to calcium phosphate crystals in the kidneys that can then lead to kidney stones and worsen PKD progression. Phosphorus is frequently used as a preservative and is hidden in most packaged foods. Reading the ingredient list is extremely important because phosphorus is not listed on the nutrition label. Unfortunately, people are forced to look through the ingredient list, which makes this challenging. A good rule of thumb is to stay away from foods that contain the 4 letters PHOS. Number 6, consider low carbohydrate foods and ketosis. Carbohydrate predominant diets consumed by most individuals in industrialized societies may worsen the progression of PKD. High carbohydrate intake leads to high blood glucose and insulin levels, obesity, metabolic syndrome, and diabetes, which have all been associated with more rapid progression of PKD. There are several ways to decrease your blood glucose levels and insulin needs and overall risk of developing diabetes and obesity. Number 1, time-restricted eating. Eat only during an 8-hour window and fast during the other hours of the day. Number 2, limit your intake of starchy foods. Remember, starch is a form of sugar. Number 3, Switch to a very low carbohydrate, high healthy fat, moderate protein ketogenic diet. And lastly, number 4, fiber is okay, even though it's counted as a carbohydrate on food labels. Number 7, focus on plants. Eating more plant-based foods in place of animal-based foods such as red meat may help prevent and slow the progression of kidney disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. So, what about meat as a protein source? Animal food sources lead to acidic urine and low urine citrate levels. Acidic urine increases the risk of damaging crystals and kidney stones and likely worsens PKD. Meat also contains high amounts of purines, which leads to the waste product uric acid that then needs to be excreted by the kidneys, again, leading to damaging crystals. Some full-fat dairy, fish, and seafood are okay to give you a variety of important nutrients that are difficult to obtain solely from plants. It's a good rule of thumb to reduce the number of animal food sources and increase the number of plant foods. You don't have to become a vegan. Number 8, take Ketocitra. For those of you who don't know, Ketocitra is the first non-prescription product developed for the dietary management of polycystic kidney disease and is intended for individuals with mild to moderate stages of ADPKD. Ketocitra may still be appropriate for individuals at more advanced stages, but this should be determined by your healthcare practitioner. Ketocitra should be taken under medical supervision. Ketocitra is designed to support all of the other dietary and lifestyle changes discussed before. Ketocitra can be taken by itself, but it's recommended to combine it with the other changes to maximize benefit. Ketocitra supports individuals with PKD by providing the ingredients BHB and citrate together with an alkaline base and a beneficial blend of minerals. BHB. Research shows that metabolic abnormalities in ADPKD kidney cells lead to a preference for glucose as an energy source. In a nutshell, kidney cysts love blood sugar and they hate the alternative energy source that the body makes during the metabolic state of ketosis, the ketone BHB. The BHB in Ketocitra supports ketosis that is intended to mimic the beneficial effects of fasting for a ketogenic diet. Citrate helps to normalize urine pH to a less acidic level and helps to normalize the levels of citrate in the urine and decreases the chance of developing damaging crystals and kidney stones. One of the additional benefits of Ketocitra is it provides calcium and magnesium, which are 2 electrolytes that bind with oxalates and phosphates in your gut, which reduces how much of it is reabsorbed to be filtered by your kidneys. Ketocitra also provides potassium, which helps to control high blood pressure. Most people don't get enough potassium in their diet. However, some individuals may have high potassium levels, so it's best to check with your practitioner to determine if Ketocitra is appropriate for you. Ketocitra also is sodium-free, making it kidney-friendly and not a contributor to high blood pressure. You should always check with your healthcare practitioner whether the minerals provided in Ketocitra are appropriate for you because people with failing kidney function may need to limit their intake. Ketocitra helps kidneys to retain their natural resilience. Ketocitra helps with the dietary management of renal crystal precipitation by normalizing urine pH by providing 51 milliequivalents alkaline base per day, normalizing urine citrate levels by providing citrate, suppressing the dietary uptake of oxalates and inorganic phosphates by providing calcium and magnesium. Ketocitra helps with the dietary management of metabolic abnormalities by raising blood BHB levels by providing exogenous BHB. It's important to note that most over-the-counter BHB products on the market contain artificial ingredients and electrolytes that are potentially harmful for PKD and CKD patients. Taking Ketocitra is easy, and it even counts towards your daily fluid intake. While it can be expensive, implementing the first 7 steps gives you an overall savings that can more than offset the expense of Ketocitra. Taking Ketocitra combined with the other top 7 dietary and lifestyle changes discussed in this video is a strategy for long-term health and happy kidneys. All of these changes may seem overwhelming. Every person is different, and some people need to modify their diet in a specific way depending on their level of kidney function and other medical conditions they may have. Ideally, working with an experienced renal dietitian will help you implement these changes. Working with an experienced renal dietitian is the first step in learning how to make appropriate dietary changes for PKD. See the notes in the description of this video for renal dietitian recommendations in the United States who are dedicated to PKD and nutrition. Another option is the Renew program, which is a great way to learn about the what, why, and how of PKD nutrition. This program aims to impact polycystic kidney disease by teaching you step-by-step how to integrate Ketocitra into your lifestyle and adopt a PKD Smart Nutrition Plan for sustainable nutrition and lifestyle changes. It's important to remember that you don't need to try to do everything all at once. Make changes step by step. And if you need help, contact a renal dietitian who can help you start implementing these 8 dietary and lifestyle changes. If you fall off the wagon, brush yourself off and hop back on. You can do this. If you have questions, please contact us at the email address listed below, and don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms for more information.